And that ain't the funny part. When Johnny called me the destructor of society, I about peed myself. So I says to him, Johnny, old son, how can I bring down society when I can't even speak Japanese or French?
I'm just as confused as you people. I think he's on drugs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Comics Corner. I am Mike, here with Johnny.
Okay, look, I just gotta get the elephant out of the room. Can you believe Mike said he's never seen a full episode of Hey Arnold? It's, like, bothering me. I'm really bothered by it. Because I made a reference and he didn't know. I was like, wait, it's Yoo-Hoo Soda in real life. Wasn't it Yahoo Soda in Hey Arnold? We just lost 2 viewers. See, they were, like, so disgusted. They were like, oh, God, he's never... I thought he'd seen it.
Like, Johnny, he's got a football head. Like, I've seen Family Guy. I get the appeal of a football head. And then, like, the stoop kid, like, does or doesn't leave his stoop.
He's afraid! He's afraid to leave his stoop. You would know that if you'd seen the show.
You know what I'm not afraid of, Johnny?
What?
Spawn.
Oh, yeah, me neither. Although, I fear we might disagree on feelings.
Yeah, that's what it may be.
Because I always, one of the things I do on Thursdays is I call it getting a feel, okay? Is I ask Mike a precursor question.
I put out my feelers.
Right, exactly. It's kind of a skill. It's the best one at it here in the store. So I put out my feelers to Mike, and I'm like, what'd you Spawn? Like, what'd you think, man? And he like gives me like a notion, and the notion I got today, man, we didn't jive, man. But I was like, maybe.
We'll find out who liked it, who didn't.
So you are assuming that we are split.
It might be to some degree. Maybe not as drastic as you think. But for today, we are reading where we have read Spawn issues 1 through 6 as part of the Spawn the Origins book you've got right there. How about we talk about?
Yeah, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna talk about these first. That's what you're saying. Oh yeah. Okay, so all right, Spawn originally released in 1997 or 92.
It's one of those.
Yeah. Spawn released in 1992, single issue. Okay, I think the first collected format after that was the Spawn Origins, but they were hardcovers. And a few of the volumes have gone out of print and are like stupid expensive. And they recently had resolicited them, which we talked about on a prior stream. You can check that out if you want to. But they ended up canceling those, the reprints, and releasing this instead. So in the meantime, they did re-release the Origins in trade paperback, but it remains to be seen if they're going to keep these in print right now because of this. Yeah, well, that too has been out of print for a hot minute, and actually the only reason I didn't go past volume 9 for the store was because some of the other ones were like not in print.
Okay.
Like, and I don't even think they're continuing them. I don't think they're caught up.
Like they're never gonna catch up to like the.
I don't know. I can look that up because I'd like to know just as much as you guys. Oh wow! I literally have it pulled up already.
Somebody's been here.
Oh, yeah. There has not been a new volume released since February of 2014, which only caught us up to issue 122, and they're on like 320 now.
Yeah.
And they went up to 20 volumes. So it would be at least 40 volumes at that rate would only get you up to 244 issues. So
Where's Zoe?
who's Zoe? Why am I always out of the inside joke?
What's up, Griffin? Yeah, no, I mean it's kind of a bummer too because
Second Family Guy reference. Griffin.
Oh,
Ah.
I think I meant Zoe. Sorry.
What?
I do dig the Origin collection. Like, you know, it's a smaller format, trade paperback.
Yeah.
Zoe not here today. This Johnny. Close though. We'll soon have different colored hair.
Pokemon. Is that a professional term? Because I like that. Is that her title here?
Well, it was the Pokemon, but I don't think she actually liked that as much as I liked the
I think she's more the queen of the Pokemon.
That's not really like a.
She's actually more queen of the Poke people.
It makes it sound like it's like the Lollipop Guild. Like she's like 2 feet taller than all. Well, I guess Pokemon does.
We should get her a stool from behind there so she is taller than everybody, so she can look down on them like the queen that she is.
Says Griffin.
Thank you. I am pretty likable. Sometimes I get into arguments with me, but more times than not, I can stand being around me. So I'm glad we're on the same page about that.
Exactly.
How are you? Do you like you?
Yeah,
You seem okay to me so far.
I know we know Pokemon today, but how do you feel about Spawn?
Yeah, have you ever read Spawn? I just read it for the first time, which is actually really cool because
I was gonna say, I guess we should preface this too. I mean, I think we mentioned last time, but like, I've never really dipped into Spawn. So, like,
wanted to.
Oh yeah, like it's always on my to read list. I mean, it is a classic. I mean, it is the longest running creator-owned indie comic as well, which is that says something these days of not selling out to Marvel or DC or anything kind of like that.
Although the quality of writing might lend itself to thinking maybe that would be a good idea to let your work get out for somebody else to do once in a while. But we'll talk about that, I'm sure. So we should finish talking about this compendium because this was.
I am for the collection.
These ones.
The Origin collection.
Yeah.
Compendium. After paging through it.
Rough.
More so this time than when it previously came in, but all the issues that you had complained about it on that first stream when it came out definitely still persist and definitely. Still got that kit, huh?
So the complaints in my mind were, first off, way too thick, not a hardcover. Secondly, because if it was a hardcover, it could be this thick and it'd be okay. Not enough glue, so that's going to be a problem at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't even see the glue, dude.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the amount of glue holding up that many pages,
it's a bad ratio, man.
There being, a hardcover or something like that to support it.
No cover art. No page count. No page numbers. So if you lose your spot, I mean, I'm sure it's not terribly hard to find, but why don't you have page numbers in a book?
Even to a certain degree, like when I was grabbing the quotes that I had there at the beginning, you just kind of have to jump around and be like, okay, this looks about familiar because even the issue break is just one page, just a quick hey, the Spawn, like that, right there.
Yeah. And you get an issue 4, but then that's gone from there after.
Exactly, yeah. So maybe for flow, if you're somebody who's just gonna kind of
read the whole thing in one sitting.
Sorry to hear that, Griffin. But also happy to hear that you're.
I can't believe I just laughed at that. I hate you.
I know exactly. It's so good.
All right. I like you too, Griffin. I hope you like yourself, man. So I wanted to check something else too with these. I don't think they have the. I know it's McFarlane for everything, but I don't think it has the. Written by, created by. I can't think of the word. The splash page.
I don't, but they do have. I
wonder if they do this.
They do have those kind of quotes between each one from the interview that break up the issues. There's that.
Well, yeah, you've got this page. Not each one has an interview, but you're right, there are some.
Yeah.
But then there's the Virgin cover of the, or the Virgin drawing of the cover.
Yeah.
So.
Again, not a huge. It's not something that breaks up that much too. But I even just that image that they use of the Image Comics eye and a piece of art, and then the chapter or issue number, and then the date that it came out. I think that's probably just better presentation than just the Spawn logo and issue 2.
Well, and these are actually really nice.
Let's hear it, Griffin.
Trade paperbacks.
Yeah, the cover paper is.
Oh my
better.
gosh!
The interior cover a little better.
It does curl a little bit, I noticed, but it's a thick. It's got a nice sheen to it.
I have heard that one, Griffin. Pete and Repeat fell off a boat, Johnny. Pete fell off. Who was left?
Repeat?
Pete and Repeat were on a boat. Pete fell off. Who was left?
I don't get it. Hold on. Yeah.
You got a live one, Griffin. Pete and Repeat were on a boat. Pete fell off. Who was left on the boat?
I don't know, man. Just tell me who's on the
The
boat.
joke is you say repeat, but then I have to repeat the question because you asked me to repeat it. So Pete.
And that's terrible to do online. Although,
Yeah. Over text is a little different, but yeah, it's more.
I didn't get it. I'm fun, aren't I?
Exactly. There you go, Griffin.
Yeah, probably most people are like, what? I didn't do that. I'm smiling. That's probably a better result than anybody else has ever gotten with that joke.
Man,
Dude, you know which one really got me as a kid? Horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" So the Spawn Compendium is just it's a very bad presentation for this being the flagship title, for Todd McFarlane going out of his way to cancel the Origin hardcovers to get this done in its place. It's a real bad idea because I would never buy this for myself.
Yeah, and
I know some people
much
don't care.
does it go for?
It's $60, but it's the same reason that I wouldn't get the Walking Dead compendiums.
Yeah.
They're built like a phone book.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I know that's not the best thing to like rag on a product we have, but also I gotta be honest because I can totally upsell how amazing this is.
Yeah.
And it's like I think like if you want this, like I have no problem. I think you should get it.
Oh, yeah.
But comparatively, this is a far superior product.
Yeah. But then the bummer now is
This is how you're gonna get
It's hard to
it.
get it, and you can only for the Origins you can no longer get it exactly. Yeah. So it's just kinda like,
Right. So unless you decide like you have a cutoff point with Spawn, you would have mixed media.
that or like secondary market. And I'm sure I don't know if you
Right.
know offhand like the ones that are out of print. I assume that they're more than MSRP, right?
Oh my God! Like I think the MSRP on them is like 30, and I think they go for like 300 and stuff. Like it's stupid.
And out of curiosity, I don't know if you know this offhand because I know we're not really Spawn people, but like, are the ones that are out of print, are those like particular like key issue ones, or just like weird random like cutoff? Well, I guess two. What the head 9?
No, it
doesn't
is
have-
weird because it's like one and these might not be the exact volumes, but it's a scenario where like 1 and 2 are out of print, but you can still get 3 and 4. But then 5's out of print, but 6 is available, and it's like.
So it's not even like I'm missing out on them because of like, oh, this is a key issue one that everybody wants. It's just like, oh, this one just was like underprinted for some reason.
Yeah, right. So there was no consistency there. So that's a little bit of a mess. And then there's the whole issue with like the Angela issue because of the
exactly, yeah,
rights with Neil Gaiman,
yeah.
which didn't affect these. But I do believe we don't have a volume 2 in store. I'm pretty sure volume 2 of these, the trade paperback, does skip the Angela issue. And I know that the first printing of the hardcover did include it.
Yeah.
And then I know this has it, which I was actually surprised. This does not miss that issue. So it's issue 8 or 9. Neil Gaiman
9, yeah.
created or co-created, I don't know the exact details, this character Angela, and then there was a whole legal battle over it. So in like subsequent printings, depending on when it was printed, it might or might not be able to have that issue.
Gotcha.
So I was a little surprised this one did because these had not.
Yeah.
At least not the more recent printings. So, what did you think of it?
Well, real quick, Griffin. Griffin's
Oh,
riddle,
man.
I was looking at it.
Dead on the ground,
Whose riddle? 2 people found dead on the ground, surrounded by water and glass. How did they die? I was gonna say that's like very close to the old like surrounded by a
noose.
puddle of water.
Right.
Either hung himself like being on like a block of ice that melted, or
Yeah.
like, stabbed with an icicle or an icicle
Right.
that melted. The glass, I don't know, is throwing me off. You let me know, Griffin, how they died, but I assume it's something similar to that. But as far as what I thought about Spawn,
What runs but never walks to a mouth that never talks?
River. some real like Lord of the Rings ass riddles in the
No,
dark.
it's
like,
from Batman. The
basic ones.
No, it's from Batman. The
Sure.
Adam West, Burt Ward.
Okay.
Batman.
The rivers and like teeth and like there's a lot of common riddle tropes, but
Real Edward Nigma over here. Am I right? Am I right?
you may or may not listen to a podcast about riddles.
That is puzzling to me.
Before I make myself any more lame, what kills kings topples mountains. Paul,
I don't know.
Paul, you gotta type this quicker if I'm gonna be reading it out as you type it. It's not us in Overwatch, that's for sure.
Wait, is this another riddle?
I would assume so.
What kills kings?
Or is that it? Oh, that's
Nice.
a river, yeah.
We got some good things going on here tonight.
All
All right.
right, you think about that. I'm gonna think about Spawn, and I ended up. It's part of riddle from Lord of the Rings, exactly. A ring.
No.
I think I ended up liking Spawn more than I thought, but that's not to say that I like really dug it. But it's more like going into it like. So again, Johnny, you also haven't. I assume you saw the movie from the '90s, right? I
Yeah.
was gonna say I saw it back then too. I meant to rewatch. I didn't really have time to, but.
Wait, since when is there a cherry Dr. Pepper?
You
I
see,
wasn't going to drink a soda tonight, and then I saw this and was like, well, hold on a
I like.
second.
There's always been a Dr. Pepper. I feel like.
Right. Sounds intriguing.
I was gonna say I like how Griffin apologized for getting us off track, and then you talk about the cherry pepper.
Cherry Pepper? Oh, I guess so. Did I say Cherry Pepsi?
No, you said Dr. Pepper.
Play the tape.
Put it back. But I think I ended up liking Spawn a little bit more than I thought, because going into it, I figured it was gonna be a lot edgier. I guess. I mean, obviously, like that was the whole shtick, right? Was
Okay, go on. Yes.
So I thought it was gonna be like look at this front cover here. I thought it was gonna be far more just Hellfire and Brimstone, him out there doing action, and it ended up leaning a lot more towards his longing for his wife and dealing with that, but then also we get more of the Violator stuff, but then also the his wanting to enact vengeance on people. And then also there's a whole thing, I never knew he had like a limit to his powers. Like we get that in the chapters too, like that clock that's ticking.
Well, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
How many issues are out of Spawn?
The answer is time. Paul, how many issues are in Spawn? There's like 320, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure they're gonna work a way around that real soon. But,
Yeah, right.
But point being, that was just a facet of it that I wasn't really aware of. So like that was kind of interesting, or at least new to me. That's I wasn't expecting. But so
Okay. What else?
art's not too bad. Also, I'd say like this was,
Art, okay.
it ended up feeling like a weird mishmash of like a Batman comic and a Sandman comic in terms of just kind of like some of the content to some degree. Like they were doing some interesting things with like the frames of the comic and like the way things flowed, and even like the text boxes. And I like in a comic like text bubble when they vary up like the fonts or the weights to kind of
Yes.
give like an inflection to a voice, or make it seem give somebody's voice more character, or what they're saying, so you can kind of hear it better in your own head. And they did that in a way that was kind of neat, and I don't know, I kind of ended up liking some of that stuff better. It wasn't just like very flat like 90s-ish kind of comics in that regard. So
I would agree with that part actually 100%. What are you giggling at? Was it my response or something in the chat?
no, I was just curious. Yeah. So what do you feel about it? Tell me what's bad.
Well, I gave it a real chance. I actually really wanted to like it.
Yeah.
But I will say that the writing was on point with everything I'd ever heard, and I was surprised at that. I thought the writing was pretty god-awful. It was, okay, the pacing was weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind that the story flowed as fast as it did, but it felt like details you needed were kind of glossed over, and then stuff that was like focused on seemed a little unimportant.
Yeah, it did kind of like jump back and forth on that sometimes and dragged a little bit here and there. Like I said, some of the themes of the writing, I guess, was not what I had expected initially, but
well, in the first issue, I thought was lackluster as hell. Like, it didn't really end on any type of like
like
cliffhanger or anything. There's no action.
And that's one of those ones where I was like, oh, this is like not what I thought, because I figured it'd be a lot more like like action-y of like him just like I'm Spawn, back from hell.
And the art, like,
my wife.
At some times I think the art's amazing, and then there's other times where I'm like, eh. And I don't necessarily. I hate all the children's faces. I also don't like them in this Spawn comic either.
You don't like his stepdaughter? My wife's stepdaughter?
Well, dude, I mean, well, and like, I don't know, like, I'm intrigued enough to like, I would read more, but then also, okay, some of the dialogue dragged ass.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm willing to admit that too. Like, there are times I'm like, all right, come on. I get where we're going. Like, I'm just like skimming through this.
And like, okay.
Yeah, hey Johnny, how do you feel about The Dark Knight Returns?
Well, that too. I thought that
like,
immediately.
Yeah, no, I turned the page just kind of like this too, and I was just like, huh.
Well, the other thing is like, okay, I feel like some of the concepts of this are like something like a fourth grader would come up with. And be like, I know, my hero was an assassin, but not just an assassin. He was the best assassin. He saved the president.
Hey man, we even get that like in the interview stuff there too of especially in the Spawn Origins trade paperback has like these kind of interstitials of like Todd McFarlane giving an interview to some website or some outlet. Where we get just like posts from him here and there talking about Spawn and its journey and like its legacy. And he talks about like the difference between like him and Superman is like he gets to kill the bad guys, like he's not afraid. And I'm like, thank you, Mr. McFarlane. Which is true, and like that is something that kind of sets it apart. Although, like, to be perfectly honest, we get like that once in these 6 issues, right? Like it's one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like going around
like one off camera.
It's just certainly is Halloween Berserk.
Big one, yeah.
Oh,
when's
I know, man. We need a palate cleanser soon, dude. Yeah, okay. Man, the more I've thought about it, thought about it. The more I thought about it, the Long Halloween's writing was like so goddamn good that like a lot of the stuff we've read, I'm like, it didn't captivate me anywhere near the way that did, and like this would definitely fall into that, like the low end of the spectrum in that regard. I don't know, man. It just like it was okay.
It's our middle names, Griffin.
Which one of you is named and?
Ampersand, yeah.
Oh no, it's John E. Boy with
wait,
hyphens.
Johnny, can you touch that ampersand?
What?
Touch the ampersand.
Oh, it's coming! It's coming out! Oh God! Don't ever make me do that again. I'm gonna look like a fool if I ever have to do that again.
That could have been Royce getting taken into that ampersand.
Yeah, dude. We can't be having the queen taking risks like that.
Our pokey queen.
I'm just a lowly Johnny Bay. Just racking in the sales.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kind of compared to Pokemon. You just have a good day. You feel great about yourself, and then they're like Pokemon, and you're like, oh, I didn't do anything.
Walk out front, and I'm like, $1,000, $2,000.
Yeah, dude. And that's
Spawn.
Oh wait, I have an interesting side note about some of the single issues that I found out and has turned out to be true. And I don't know, I haven't done enough research to give you specific issues.
Sure.
Apparently, some of the like mid-range like issues, like the 100s, the 150s, are way more expensive and like key issues over like the first like 50 issues. Mm-hmm. Which is strange that it's like that type of bell curve, to use a Mike phrase from the week.
I mean, Spawn is like notoriously one of those ones where it's like issue number 1 is one of those like like everybody's kind of got it to some degree, or it's like the X-Men 92 like number 1 issue where it's like
91, Mike. I'm a comic guy. My name's Mike.
Manga, hell yeah. Griff Daddy. You gotta watch on Twitch so you get those Twitch points that you can cash in during the Pokemon stream to get.
Wait, do we have Griffin and Griff Daddy, or is this the same dude?
Same man.
Yeah, double our watchers though. I like that.
Same children, as he said. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, open up as many tabs as you can.
We're all Griffin.
Exactly. Yeah, we're all Griffs. It's the Griffin Grift. But yeah, no, like the Spawn stuff, and also you're talking about.
I was.
Some of the themes, yeah, like are a little bit, like. But again, like this is what 92, so I guess it's still edgy at the time of like the.
What is edgy about any of this?
Everything. Like that's the whole appeal of Spawn is like, look at that costume. Like he's like, whoa, it's like Batman plus Spider-Man, but like darker. Like look at those eyes, man. He's from hell, Johnny. He's got chains. Do you remember Ghost Rider? These guys, he chains from hell.
See, you don't even believe what you're saying.
But no, I mean, like again, at the time, this was, and like that was the appeal too. Like he even said there, in the interview, was like, he could kill bad guys. That's one thing that like that separates Batman from a lot of other.
Didn't Berserk come out in the 80s?
Wasn't Japan doing this far back?
I'm pretty sure that I witnessed Frieza stab Krillin in the stomach.
Right there, and you look at that image that you've got right there, and you tell me that isn't edgy. There's bats. There's weird.
Right, and so I'd rather look at Batman.
There's hella energy happening.
Who, by the way, Todd McFarlane did one hell of a Batman cover. Issue 423. It's going for stupid money right now. I'm gonna get mine graded. Impressed.
Oh, we got a statue.
What's up, dude? Todd! I know that you're vain enough to watch every video on the internet where your name is mentioned, so I'm calling to you. Todd McFarlane, where is my Batman black and white statue reissue that was ordered in what? October?
Yes.
March of 20? It was a while ago.
Yeah.
Other stores got theirs. Where's mine? You know how many Batman statues I've wanted? That one.
How many Batman statues I've got?
None! A big fat goose egg.
Big fat penguin egg.
And here I am reviewing your book.
Remember Dark Knight Returns, huh? Even down to like the lightning on the left page too. I opened up this spread and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Let me know, Griff.
Although, wait, I will say I do think it's an ode because I did notice. Did you notice the Easter egg in the first 6 issues? There's one Easter egg. For
tune in to find out. There's a lot of Image Comics Easter eggs too, but well, I mean some of them aren't even necessarily Easter eggs; they're more over.
There was one that was a straight up other artist.
Allude to it.
We'll get there.
Okay, I might have noticed. I just might be blanking right now. But.
So the first issue is all about Al Simmons, who's our main character, who has just been reborn after 5 years of being dead, trying to piece his life together, and what we get throughout the issue is that after death, he sold his soul to the devil so that he could come back and see his wife, but he doesn't know who she is. His skin is gone. He has these weird powers. He doesn't really know how to control them. And that's where we're at. He's trying to piece this together.
We get the edgy character trope of amnesia and trying to find out the past.
This scan looks terrible. Did you notice that?
I did not. You want to bring that closer? Also?
It looks blurry, like on the page.
Oh yes, there was because I did have this one. There's this one page that.
But you can't really see it in here. It's so noticeable in person how blurry this is compared to this. This is like crisp.
There was like a moment where like, what's going on here? Am I going crazy? Also, Griff, to answer your first question, he got a hole in one. Sorry, he asked, why did the golfer get a new pair of pants? He had a hole in one.
I went to the driving range the other day.
Did you get a hole in one?
See, I'm smart. I go to the golf range with a hole already in my pants. So that way,
BYO hole.
I'm in control of my own destiny, not golf. My fiance's never seen Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I guess that could happen.
You've never seen Hey Arnold, so why don't you just quit judging her?
I wasn't judging it. If anything, I was saying, I'm like, yeah, it happens.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Green jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit? It's a funny movie. It's got chubs.
Maybe it's more of a guy thing to some degree, not like it's like a huge.
See, that I think though is way more.
Like Billy Madison too. Right?
Well, that's definitely guy humor.
That Veronica Marsh.
One Piece of Ace. Him and her got it on. Woo! No, they didn't.
Did you imagine
You imagine what it'd be like if they did? Huh? Everybody on the bus? Good, great, grand.
Daddy.
No, I'm on the bus! See, and we just came here to talk about Spawn. Look what you did.
Around.
All because you wanted to tell a joke about golf pants.
Pretty quickly, won't it?
What's up?
Turn this bus right around. That'll end your
Precious field trip. Another drink for the road.
That movie's alright.
Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison?
Billy Madison, yeah.
Billy Madison's funny as shit, dude. Also, it looks like it was made out of budget of like $6,000.
Well, Griff, it was louder in the movie theater too.
Yeah, that was the point. You ever seen Chris Farley, man? He's definitely trying to hurt your eardrums. And I like him. You ever seen that meme of like the little girl that looked like him and it was like...
Yes, yeah. His like his reincarnation, yeah.
Yeah. So Al Simmons...
Yeah, speaking of reincarnation.
So yeah, like the art... Okay. Totally dig the art.
Yeah.
Okay. Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah. I mean, but again, like on that left panel there too, like the it kind of the frames kind of like fall.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely kind of like trying stuff here. Like it's not very just like flat like.
Well, I agree. And this is stuff they were trying that they
exactly.
him and
check out the sweet centerfold.
Well, him and Liefeld did this with the Spider-Man X-Force crossover when they were both writing those series right before they left here. It was actually McFarlane's last issue on the title was Spider-Man. They did a whole issue, 2 issues, where they were shot like this instead of vertical. They were horizontal. Right? Or did I get that backwards?
Portrait instead of landscape, yeah. Hot dog.
So, yeah, okay, but it's like, he just goes from, like, I don't know who I am to I'm stopping bad guys. Like, that's what, it's just a weird jump.
He was bodyguard soldier. He's good guy.
But that's the whole thing is he wasn't. He was actually a hitman that would kill for $1 million and not say anything to anybody.
But he knows good from evil.
Okay. And then he does this weird little, like... I feel like that's the superhero equivalent of, like, the vampires glistening in Twilight. Like, I'm gonna use my green magic.
Yeah.
Like, what do we... Like, he makes a bomb?
Like that one, that was confusing when that first happened, too, because, he just, like, points at him, and, like, that thing kind of glows, and it says boom, so I guess it exploded, but it seems like it was on the other side of them when they go flying, and skulls... and then the countdown that I think that's on the next page, or whatever they show like that like timer type thing. I don't know. Maybe not.
No, we've already seen it.
Oh yeah. Like this page, these pages here were very like it felt like I like stumbled back into like
Sandman. I can see that.
Like I'm like that's not a bad thing. Like it's, again,
no.
It at least kind of broke up what could have been like very monotonous or kind of bland like cool hell guy stuff.
Like,
it's a berserk smile and crying there.
I don't know. How do you feel about the cops? They're kind of just. That's what I mean with like the waste. Like they're kind of just there. What are they doing? What are they doing?
I mean, yeah, like they're kind of like our.
That's the end of the first issue. Nothing happened.
Yeah, like the cop side story stuff is like our way to see in like how, society is kind of viewing this because like they're just like these murders are happening, but we also get that through the talking heads on the news too. So like it felt like it was
all perspectives.
A little, like a little redundant to some degree. But
then we've got this dude called the Violator, who's like the antagonist, I suppose.
To some degree, like
one of them.
But then like near the end of like issue 5 or 6, like they're kind of put together to some degree. But
Yeah, because basically it starts out with him like having this like personal monologue or inner dialogue, whatever you want to say, of like him saying he's going to destroy Spawn, and it's not even going to be like hard for him to do.
Yeah.
Which it's like weird because I think it's also the first time we see him called Spawn.
Yeah.
And then we see him like attacking villains and ripping their hearts out.
These mobsters, these mob bosses.
Man, even that one looks a little fuzzy. That's odd. Like, that's a crazy panel.
Yeah.
That's a little edgy, I suppose.
Look at how many horns are on him. Yeah, those spikes.
Yeah, he's
Literally
definitely
edgy.
horny.
And also some time
This just gets too... Yeah, now we're in 1992.
Yeah, because it was like 87 to 92, I believe it is the jump.
Yeah. And then, like... I don't know. So Al Simmons is black, but when he tries to change into a person for the first time, because he just decides he has this power, like none of this is explained really.
Yeah.
See, he's agreeing with it. Yeah, but.
Oh no! I was gonna say, but they're. Also, real quick, thank you, Griff, for the bits for the boys.
Bees for the bees.
Couple bees for the bees. But like their
Can you
explanation.
language? We're on live
like,
stream.
You know, that's one of the hokey benefits that you get of all of the amnesia stuff is like I don't know these powers, I've got them, but I can't really explain them. And you know, then he could retroactively, I'm sure, explain them. He says like it's probably part of whoever's curse it is that like you know like that brought him back, that they're just like playing with him at this point because like you know they know that he's black, but like when he gets to his human form, he's like white, like he says like this beach bum, like Californian looking dude, and it seems like like that's just kind of something that's being done to play a trick on him.
This panel's awful. He looks terrible right there.
He's got that burned skin, man.
Yeah, but no, like I don't know, like this looks awesome and menacing. That looks like weird.
He's got to be contemplative. He's our boy is he's emo basically.
He's Adam Warlock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right there. That's Adam Warlock.
100%.
Nice try, McFarlane.
Gotcha. Can't believe you haven't gotten sued more often than you have. And like this weird shot where the colors are off for like a panel, it's kind of weird. And then like that like what is going on with that? Yeah.
My wife. Deborah.
Fran. Why do we even do the things we do? Like, none of that's ever been discussed. I don't know why we just... I know, but like, why?
If you're laughing, then that's part of it too. Then that's more than...
We're all like on the same level of like intelligence, and it's lower than the average person.
Because you have amnesia. Thank you, Charlie.
Wait, Choco. Literally, I'm so glad you're here, by the way, first off, because I was thinking, man, when are Charlie's going to pop in? Please, no sports spoilers of any type. I literally have yesterday's Bulls game, tonight's Hawks game, tonight's Cubs game, and maybe even the White Sox game
Johnny,
to watch.
You haven't watched the big games? You're not following City sports team, are you?
He's talking like an infomercial that doesn't have the rights to like World Series and stuff. Shoot, shouldn't have said that.
I can't wait for
That
star
of yours.
player to rack up all of the field goals.
I just held up my hand to say Atlanta Falcons when you said that. That was amazing. That was the most in sync we've ever been. I just said that is my favorite moment in the history of Comics Corner. That was just... That made me so happy.
President
Everybody
Clinton
leave.
and his wife.
Because
Hillary.
the day's just going to get worse from here. That was tops. Plateau. Peak.
Pinnacle.
Hillary. Choco, did you read Spawn?
Chucko, what do you think of Spawn? How edgy is he? What's the amnesia level like on him? He didn't. Why not? He looks cool. You're correct. Have you seen his chains, Charlie? We're about. My wife.
And all these memories.
Exactly.
That's a great panel. And yeah, like then he just like collapses like a little biatch. Like he collapses like he's Boba Fett getting hit in the back by Han Solo. Look at this. Like he's just changing them to like white dudes, and then he's like having memories, and then he's falling off a cliff.
Right into the Sarlacc pit, aka the dumpster.
More hearts get. I liked this panel. This was very Spider-Man-like to me. This reminded me of like Venom or something. How it's just straight shadow there. Oh, sorry.
There you go. Yeah, like there's some cool visuals that are happening. Either like within the
it's definitely the selling point.
Within like the format of like the comics like frames themselves, and like I said, like the way that the Violator talks, I definitely kind of like, because they change up like the fonts, and like they put emphasis on words in at least interesting ways. It's not just like.
Wait, I do have another criticism. I just realized.
Sure.
This doesn't have page numbers either.
Interesting.
I know.
How did I know where I was when I was reading it?
Wait, where's that panel that I said was junky? Right there. I just thought of this. This is why we're here. Let me compare it to the other one. Oh, wait. Hey, did we get that Supernatural Tarot set yesterday?
What set?
Supernatural Tarot?
No, we did not.
Call me now for your free tarot reading.
You probably shouldn't put a phone number there. The ultimate doc. Yeah?
Wait, did you see the name? It's like the same. Isn't that the name from the... Isn't that her last name in here?
If Jim Lee drew this, it would look pretty good, he says.
Oh, dude. That Jim Lee Artist Edition. Did you see that cartoonist K-Fab this week? K-Fab?
Kayfabe?
Kayfabe, yeah. Ed Piskel, who did Grand Design, he has a YouTube channel. It's bomb, dude. And this week he did like an hour and 10-minute review of the Jim Lee Artist Edition. Totally worth watching.
Yeah,
check
you
it out.
sent me a link earlier in the week to his...
yeah, he did Frazetta, right?
The Frazetta book, and that was awesome, yeah. Frazetta, turns out...
It's a real solid review.
Good artist. Wouldn't you know?
Okay, let's compare and see if they are just as crummy of scans. Oh, wow. Almost opened right to it. Okay, noticeably sharper scans in here. Like, insanely noticeable. Also, the colors... slightly more vibrant in here.
Yeah, because, like...
Oh my gosh. So, like this page, like I was saying originally, this page looks sharp. This looks exactly the same. This whole page looks different.
Put that bottom right page over the top left page, if that makes sense. Yeah.
It does.
Oh, yeah. Let's get that side by side.
Okay. Can you see it on there? No, there's no way. I swear to God, we're not insane.
Also, we see a very tiny picture here. Like they're...
Oh, theirs is more blown up. Yeah, you're right.
Hold up, boys.
Let me see if I can hold it up more. Like, the purples are way more vibrant, and the red here looks a little darker.
Careful with that weak spine, Johnny.
Dude, I know. I'm going to do this with carefulness.
On that red cape towards the top. Yeah, let's take a look here.
Okay, like... I don't know. You just can't see it on the screen, but it's slightly blurry in person. But there it's sharp. It's like crisp. Like all the lines are clear.
Yep. Camera's trying to find focus, but what about towards the top? He says the red cape.
Yeah, the red cape, and even just the lines of the buildings. Okay, look how blurred the lines of the buildings are. Like especially in the one right by the edge of his cape on the left, and then like.
Yeah, and then the colors too. I can tell. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so give them that. They do.
Pounds abound. Yeah, exactly. Remastered for the compendium.
I'll give them that. Yeah, I believe it. But in person. Woo! Oh,
like the Moors
peeking them mics again. Frank.
Yeah.
Like the Moors of Scotland. Yeah, that Atlanta Falcons thing.
You could probably check that note.
Wait, but did that card set didn't arrive? It was supposed to come out yesterday. I'm not joking, even though it's April Fool's.
No, I did not get any tarot sets. Tarot. I didn't get any of it.
Tarot. How did you like Violator in the clown form? He's annoying, and that panel's awful.
But I mean, like that's Caro.
Tarot.
Yeah, tarot. It's all hazy. Like yeah, he's supposed to be like kind of just a little like impish, like jackass, right? Like that's the whole thing, and an antagonizer on top of a violator. Um, it's been a while since I've seen the movie too, but I mean I couldn't help but think of John Leguizamo. But no, like I said, the way that they kind of at least portrayed him with like even just like the text I liked. And then, man,
the movie's really awful, right?
A whole lot of text about Spawn being deep in thought about his wife. Like that was the thing. Is like hey man, like I get it. Like I mean, I'm digging that at least they kind of like went an angle and trying to make him, returning to this world that's he is basically no longer a part of. His wife has moved on, but also like. He talks about like what a weird kind of sticky situation of it is like if he's trying to like get back into her life, but now she's got a child involved, and that would make things weird for everybody, but also like now the step or the husband is able to provide something that he never could, and like there's at least an interesting like dynamic with that that I was not expecting. Same way I was not expecting him to keep being a white dude.
I know.
The way that
and then like I this whole
this
awful.
scene I didn't really like either because Jesus, your spine okay?
It's my shoulder again.
Johnny, your spine's about to be weaker than this compendium.
I don't know if that's possible. I'm afraid to even open it up again to compare more pages.
Exactly. Yeah. So
man, is that you or the table?
The way in which she kind of takes in this stranger and like opens up to him, that didn't really seem very realistic.
Yeah, I know the dialogue was just terrible.
Maybe people were just friendly or spinal. Maybe people were just friendlier in the 90s where like when some random rambling dude comes up to your door and like talks about how beautiful you are and your kid and how nice that kid is and he passes out like
we better bring him inside.
He's like, yeah, come on inside, tell me about you have a wife, you had a wife and you're no longer together and she was beautiful. Wow, you call me beautiful like your ex-wife. This sure is a nice normal conversation.
Dude, it was I know. It had like red flags all over it.
I know. I'm like, get this guy out of here. Like the husband comes down too, and he's all okay with it too.
I know. He's like, oh my gosh, a stranger. We should get him inside.
Exactly. Yeah.
Terry.
How's that kid face treating you?
Well, and then like, God, dude. Oh God, dude. The way that he's like, oh yeah, my wife is like gone. She's like with somebody else, and then he's like, oh. She lost her husband 5 years ago, and then we were married. And
so
it's
did I.
like, what?
Okay, have a good day, sir. Thanks for coming by.
Basically.
Boy, that stranger sure was nice.
Marty, what a nice name.
Exactly.
So, if you just skipped over that whole section and came right back to this, you'd be like, wow, that's a badass progression.
That dude's face,
I freaking love Animorphs, dude.
Me too, yeah.
We hang out way too much. I love it.
That's a problem, yeah.
No, it's you're one of the only friends I have, and they pay you to be my friend. Thanks, Alan. Actually, we're gonna reverse that. Alan paid me to be your friend. You were the one who was lonely here, and I was like, Alan.
That is a target. Blue aliens. Hell yeah. Wait a minute, Alex. We're back to it. Animorphs with Alex. What were they called again? Oh my god. Why did I already forget? Because they had a name. You didn't think that they had a name, but they had a name. Alex, I know that we're just like hashing up old bits, but what was... Alright.
Well, and why is he consuming so many hearts? What's up with that?
I feel like that was just some like weird, almost like... what had a name? The blue aliens and Animorphs. Violators, they were called. It felt like just kind of a weird, like, he was just like passing time, basically, is what it seemed to be. Like, he was almost a sex nest. I don't know, somebody new. Like, it felt like he was just like passing time or like throwing off the cops, like, because they were like making this, like, this like serial killer that was like killing mob bosses and stuff like that, but like they don't really explain, at least in the 6 issues that we read, like what the end game of that was beyond just kind of like, I don't know, violating, I guess.
Saxons. Oh, you mean Steve Sachs?
Grotesquely swollen jaw.
From
Wait,
the
no,
nuclear
C-section,
power plant.
And is running with the law. That's what it was.
Yeah, Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
And his grotesquely swollen jaw.
C-section is running with the law.
Talking softball. Ozzy and the straw.
Yeah, like that. You joke, Charlie, but that's not too far off.
Maybe you did read this after all.
Cool.
See, you can write just as good as Todd McFarlane.
Look at that panel, though. He's got his heart.
Yeah, I don't think you draw this good, but, I mean...
Now, what if Jim Lee drew that, apparently?
It would be way cooler. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think this, like, epic hell-on-earth battle, as Todd McFarlane deemed it to be in the prior issue. I don't think it's that great of a fight. It's okay.
Yeah, like, he takes hearts and yeah. How about this fucking scroll out of nowhere too? I'm like, hell yeah!
So weird.
We're getting into it now.
What are we getting into?
Some Sandman ass shit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Look at that scroll. Bring it up,
dude. And it's basically a Doctor Strange outfit, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, that is a Doctor Strange. But like, I have saved on my computer somewhere an image of Doctor Strange doing that. His clothes are on.
How? Why? When? Where?
So good. But again, like,
why?
They're trying something.
I could try stuff too. Doesn't mean it's good or worth putting in a magazine.
Making things on scrolls, Johnny. Scrolls.
Jesus. These scans now. I'm noticing so much how unsharp they are.
These artifacts on my scans.
Oh, and then this panel was just terrible and the rip. Like, what is the point? Oh God! Even like when the devil shows up and he's like, right here, and he's like, why are you two ripping each other's arms off? You can't die. And then he gives them back limbs. I'm like, what is this?
You're my sons.
The only person I want to see busting out a new limb is Piccolo. And I guess Nail.
Guts.
But, you know.
How about Guts? Is he allowed to get another limb back?
No, if he regrew the arm, that'd be lame as hell. Now, if he got a cannon for an arm, I sure as hell would read that whole series. Woo! Also, what volume did we read last? 6? Or 5?
5. Yeah. Because that was 4 was where you left off, and 5 was new for both of us.
Okay.
Also, real quick, that reminds me, while we're getting there, we're not done quite yet, but anybody in the chat, feel free to start thinking of what we should read for next week. Because otherwise, what about Wolverine? In terms of regrowing limbs, I assume.
Oh. Yeah, I can dig it.
I don't think they have a graphic novel of that yet, unfortunately, Charlie. That's just you just saw my rough draft that I.
How about that Ernest movie though, the Halloween one where they have to use the milk?
Oh God, I did see that one, didn't I?
What a weird guy.
What was surely something. Surely he was like Me Too or something like that, right? I feel like there's something like sinister with Ernest the man. Maybe I'm just making it up.
I don't even know what that Me Too stuff means. I don't know if we should get into that in the comics corner.
That's fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, none of that in the comics corner.
I'm not for or against it. I just literally don't know.
Scared. Yes. Or scared. Yeah, scared silly. Yeah.
So yeah, basically then the devil takes away the Violator's powers, and he's like, you have to be Spawn's guide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, now you two have to, you two boys play nice. I like Trenchcoat Spawn. In terms of action figures that I would get, Johnny, Trenchcoat Spawn, top of the list.
Yeah, okay. You mean Trenchcoat Raphael? Thank you. And then Savage Dragon from Chicago?
Yeah, he is. Remember Savage Dragon from Image Comics?
Yeah, is he from Chicago though? Is that real?
Yeah, he's a Chicago cop.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Oh, all right, fine. Next Thursday, Savage Dragon 1 through 6.
I didn't know the whole series. Is the whole series based in Chicago?
I don't know if it's entirely in there, but I mean that's like his Gotham City. It's his hometown.
It's definitely on the list. Keep going though. I wanted to. Well, you can't keep going if I'm doing this.
I love Billy Kincaid. Yeah.
Like, why? Like, what was the point of that, especially if it ends so quickly?
I think this starts Kitty Pryde from Deerfield, Illinois. Chirac. Savage Dragon from Chirac.
Yeah, the Kitty Pryde thing is awesome. I forget that too.
Sorry. So the next part then is Billy Kincaid, which follows like this story of this like child.
Speaking of Chicago,
child.
John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. Not a clown, but an ice cream truck driver.
Yeah, the clown is the violator.
Yeah. The clown was us for reading this, Johnny. Damn.
Got us, Todd. You bastard.
They're pulling over on us.
Todd. My name's Todd McFarlane.
Ran for 300 issues just to pull this jape on us. But yeah. Here we get Billy Kincaid, who is just a child serial killer, like kidnaps, tortures, kills kids, is being let free on parole for like good behavior, but basically because his his prison psychiatrist was basically lying for him, saying like, oh, he's changed, he's gotten much better, put him back out on the streets, nothing bad will happen. Next day he's out on the streets, he kidnaps and kills some little girl. And how did you feel about overkill?
Why do I feel like Rob Liefeld had some influence
on it? Next week, Savage Dragon. Week after that, Overkill.
He's got his own series.
Yes, like these are all characters. Like that's the thing. Is like these ones are like characters from Image Comics, where it's like I don't know how how much of an overarching universe it is, or if this is more just kind of like almost like cameo stuff. Because also, speaking of kids, there's a shot at the beginning of one chapter that takes place in his wife's daughter's room, and she has a what's the cherubim? There's another Image comic character that's like a little pig dude. It's a parody one.
Oh yeah, and he's in like Spawn 9 or something, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's like a stuffed animal, but it's just like again like a little cameo. Wait, what was the
Easter egg?
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's.
Invisible for next week. It shows. Okay, that's.
Oh, I'm definitely open to that.
Okay, yeah. Because I had actually started reading that a little ago when I heard that it was going to be a TV show. But
shoot, really? I noticed it right away when I was reading. Can't believe I can't find it.
Johnny, the talking heads in the TVs is an homage to Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, but there's another.
Which is an homage to Batman Cult. Not the other way around.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like the whole he then makes a point of killing the serial killer because again, hey man, like Batman would otherwise just have to capture the serial killer and throw him in Gotham, but Spawn, he stabbed him because Batman die.
Man,
I don't know whatever happened. Just homage to Batman the Long Halloween. You're not wrong.
Alex, that's the best damn Batman story ever written. So yeah, Billy Kincaid. I'll go back and look again in a minute, but I can't find it. So yeah, he's like the ice cream dude.
It was before that stuff.
What's up?
It was early on.
I thought it was in the. Oh, it's right there. Boom, found it. I don't know what it is. It's like a package of something there in the garbage next to him, and it's Moore, Moore, and Miller.
Oh, okay.
Alan Moore and Frank Miller for sure.
Yeah. Hey man, he's saying that they're just drunks that belong in the alleyway. Look at that.
Yeah,
Felix.
Frank Miller is.
Check that Felix the cat. Oh wait, there we go. Pull it up.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
See,
man, everything's on this page.
Shit.
It's just homage city. Top 5 Easter eggs in Spawn number 6. Number 5, the cherubim doll. Number 4, that Felix the cat doll. I wish I had that doll.
Number 3, Frank Miller. Number 2, Alan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, Ghost Rider's Chains.
If you look closely, Spawn is featured in the bottom panel.
Oh, wow! It's like Where's Waldo, but with the main character. So, then we see him chopping off little girl's fingers.
Yeah, again, here comes, we're back in edgy territory, Johnny. Yep, we get he's crazy because now he's dressing up. Look at that, wait, kid face.
Oh, right there.
Bottom left, kid face.
Awful.
I can't wait to see that kid face in a future flashback.
Dude, and then this whole weird thing going on up
exactly,
here.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Just to kind of play up that he's crazy, man.
We got cops killing it. Winos.
Not cops. Those were like those were hitmen. Those were like the mob hitmen.
These?
Yeah.
In the cop car?
Or oh yes, that's right. Yeah, they did like drive through the alleyway chasing a dude and like ran over like Johnny or whoever it was.
Spawn has some more memories come back. This straight up Batman shot right there. Jeez. More cop talk. Eating a sub sandwich that looks pretty good.
They're having a stakeout. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's that kid flashback face twice.
Eesh. Ew, and the scan is really awful too.
The second one where it gets closer and more detailed is just like, jeez.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Look at those teeth. Gonna use some braces. Yeah. Then Spawn gets Billy Kincaid.
Yeah.
And kills him.
Yeah, because like the cops. Wait, sorry. Charlie asked, can you zoom and enhance on that kid face? Dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
Yes, there's the first one. Eee. And then the better one.
Bad.
I hope it's at least a sharper scan in the compendium. But yeah, so like honestly, like the whole like point of this was part of it was like showing like, oh, the cops had to play by the rules. Like they had to like stake him out. Like they had to go like, because the boss didn't want them like following the serial killer because like, hey man, he didn't do anything wrong. Like since he got let out, we have to let him go. But they're like, oh no, but he's gonna do something bad. And they're like, hey, you can't do that. You stop. So they stake him out, and then they can't really do anything. But Spawn catches him and kills him because only Spawn can.
Yeah, I guess that's what you took away from this.
And then
the mob boss is hire overkill to come fight Spawn.
All the way from Sicily too.
And
he was doing missions out in Italy, and he's like, yep, I guess I better kill this Hellspawn dude back in.
Good thing they had action figures to sell.
I was gonna say, which is your favorite action figure, gun Spawn or trench coat Spawn? Gun Spawn. Hell yeah, look at those guns.
Oh god.
What do you think he's got in that pouch?
His grenade! Oh god, pouches.
Yeah, the one like loose grenade and then the knife and then lots of pouches, lots of chains, some real Final Fantasy-ass like character design happening here. But with guns. Final Fantasy, what, like 15? And then some inks.
Yeah.
90s HBO show made Spawn seem better.
Yes. My man. I own that on DVD. I forgot about that, actually. So it's definitely a book. I don't know, man.
Like
7
I said,
out
like,
of 10.
Yeah, like honestly, I'd probably be around there too. And like I said, like me having like any kind of praise for it wasn't like, oh, this is amazing, this is great. It's more just like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Like visually, it took more interesting turns than I would have expected in terms of, like I said, like just the way that they like framed some of the panels, like the text boxes. Man, that scroll came out of nowhere and I loved it. Kid face, 10 out of 10. Yeah, exactly. The children's faces, great. High res scans of those. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like that's the thing. Alex mentions there. His Spawn and his mythos is what makes Spawn cool. And yeah, like that's the thing. It's like he's a visually, an interesting character design. And you add in the hell magic and kind of mysterious powers that seemingly they just kind of add upon whenever they want because if it's amnesia and I don't know who gave me this, how they work, you can just, all right, well now I guess I turn into a white Californian beach bum dude whenever I want, why not? Now I could throw a weird like green energy grenade. Sure, why not?
Not any sharper in here. Or there.
It's almost too sharp.
It's awful. So did you read on? Did you have the compendium or no?
I did not have the compendium. I was curious to go on because I wanted to at least see the Angela stuff.
Oh, wow. I mean, it really literally just leads right into the next page. Look at that. So that's the end page, and that's the next page.
Damn, that's kind of a...
That's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, like, if you're just here to binge it, you just want all things Spawn as quickly as you can, I guess, but, like, give me that interview. Let me see Todd McFarlane say about how he has an ending for Spawn and how he knows what it's going to be, but he hopes that he never has to write it because I want it to live on forever, like Bateman.
7 out of 10, you said?
saw that face, so maybe 6. Saw that kid face again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff happening.
Oh man, this.
Well, because also like issue. Yeah, exactly. You're not wrong. I mean, yeah, like that's not wrong, Alex. Like it was made to become like we joked about it there, like a bunch of action figures. Like there is like.
Okay, definitely a 6 out of 10.
There's Cowboy Spawn. There's Flintstones. Man, remember the '90s, Johnny? Only '90s kids will appreciate that panel.
Jurassic Park.
Is this all on the same page?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wilma.
Barney, my pebbles, they say.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they laugh and then drink because they're just lushes that live under the bridge.
Yeah.
Sometimes that feels like us, Johnny. You and me just referencing Simpsons to nobody and just laughing.
That is who we are, but it's less cool when they're on the page. If it was us.
Look, what am I looking at, Griff? Yeah, I'd say 6 out of 10. But with Spawn in the rearview mirror, Johnny, looking forward to next week, Thursday. I think Alex had actually a pretty good suggestion there of, no kid, Jesus, look at that kid's eye. Look at that kid's eye. Look at that kid's eye.
It's looking at you.
It is, man. It's like...
You didn't!
I didn't what? Didn't read on? You're right, kid. I didn't. I stopped at issue 6.
Oh, there it is. That's the moneymaker. Jesus. 5 out of 10. Every page.
It's dropping.
Every page,
Every
dude.
child's face drops
I
one.
knew it! Oh, thank you, Santa! Thank you!
Did Spawn Santa?
This is so cool. This is terrible. Oh, my
Oh,
God!
it's getting better. Wait a minute. We're back to 6.
Oh, shit.
Man, what a ride.
I can't deal
Hold on. I lied. Next week is not Invincible Volume 1. It is Spawn Volume 2.
Do you wanna? I'll do it if you will.
Let's not give it time. Kaiju. Yeah, so right now I think as it stands, like I said, Alex had the suggestion of Invincible due to Invincible, the Amazon show coming out. I'd be down for that.
I would be too,
We
actually.
did that for like, well, no, we didn't do that for The Boys because I ended up rereading The Boys. And I'm like, this comic, not that great.
Real, you know, Garth Ennis.
Like it has
Overrated.
It has peaks and valleys. Man, these Huey side stories where he goes back to Ireland, not that interesting. And then we made a follow-up series called Dear Becky. That's just that. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like post events of Boys, him back in Ireland with his his friend group, and it's just like that's not the Boys that I want though. I want Hero Gasm, which is going to be season 3 of The Boys. Oh yeah.
So is the series going to have an endpoint because the book did? Like, is it following a similar path?
I would assume it's kind of it's too close to St. Patrick's Day to make that joke, Alex. So they've kind of been skipping around in terms of the timeline and the story beats on the TV show. So it's tough to tell. I think it's going to be just a different ending, or maybe not necessarily a different ending, but the series kind of has an ending to at least the main characters. So it'll be tough to tell how they go. But I don't know. I am not I wasn't as jazzed reading it as I was enjoying the show. I feel like it's one of those things where it's one of the few times where the show or the movie is better than the source material. Game of Thrones style ending, yeah.
My Hero Academia, that's how I feel about it. I love the show, and the manga just was flat for me.
That's totally fine. And yeah, like I said, for The Boys, it's the kind of thing of you could read it if you want. I don't think you're gonna feel the same. It's because they have different feels to some degree. It kind of slows down. There's a weird
Well, I've gotten the impression that Garth Ennis is a very one-dimensional writer.
Kind of.
Based off his I knew he did Punisher and Preacher, and those are very similar. And then when I found out he did The Boys, I was like, I could have guessed that. I could have.
For me with The Boys, it's more it's very peaks and valleys. Like it's either like, whoa, this is some cool, interesting stuff, or like, hey, like good like superhero and comics like parodies and homages, and like that's clever and kind of funny. And then it's just like this is kind of like boring and dragging on, and like a weird like gay panic like 4-chapter series. It's like all right, like it. And then, like I said, like the Huey stuff gets like real boring, and then it's like, okay, now we're back to actually action and interesting stuff, and then it's like, all right, now we're back to a lull. So it's kind of a slog to read The Boys again to some degree, but like that's why I couldn't really like fully recommend it, because I'm like the first like 6 issues or whatever, I'm like it's not like as eventful as I remembered, but.
Robert Kirkman wrote Invincible, right? Oh my God, I'm tired.
That's fine. We can wrap it up soon.
That hit hard and quick.
Yeah, if there's any other suggestions for possible books for this week, if not, we'll probably land on Invincible Volume 1 for next week.
I'm down.
We'll give it a moment here. Yeah, Spawn might get better. There's another like 300 issues, but maybe those kids' faces. I'm just gonna have to like.
There are 300 episodes of The Simpsons too, Mike. That sure didn't get better.
You got a point, John.
I got him on that one.
And it's like countercultural Marvel. Like yeah, like I get like again like speaking of like edgy and like subversive stuff. Like I get what they were going for, but it's like there's times where it's like spot on and actually kind of interesting and cool, and then just not so much. Yeah, just wait. Yeah, he's gonna like issue like we'll say like 73. He nails those kids' faces. Probably not the best way to word it, but he gets better at what he does. Is what I'm saying. And what he does is draw kids' faces.
He definitely draws kids' faces, that's for sure.
Nailed it. Yeah. Next week, Thursday, Invincible Volume 1.
Sold.
All right. We're going to yeah, I know. Also, at some point, maybe, Johnny, we should get into reading She-Hulk. Because I've got a bunch of trade paperbacks right here.
Well, he's got trades. Might as well read it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that just about does it here. Unless anybody else has anything to add. But thank you, everybody, for coming out. That was Spawn Volume 1, Issues 1 through 6. Could have been a little bit better. Next week, Thursday, we're going to read Invincible Volume 1, Issues 1 through 6, which I believe is correct. Can you double-check that, Johnny?
I'm pulling it up.
And, yeah, we're going to look at that. I might be able to dip into Down with She-Hulk, too, yeah. I agree there, Alex. But, yeah, we're going to see...
1 through 4.
Really?
Yeah, remember it was 25 little trades.
I guess, yeah. Okay. Do you want to read only 4 issues, or do you want to do 2? I feel like that might be quick. How about... wait, Alex, you said that the series is out. Is episode 1 out, or is like the full season out? I know it's like an Amazon show, but I don't know how they broke it up for this one. But how about this? Do you want to do... she is a lawyer. Do you want to do those issues 1 through 4 and maybe watch the first episode?
Yeah, I'm down for that, actually.
At least add it up. Worst case, we'll just go back to talking about episodes of Samurai Jack. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you, Alex, for the suggestion. We'll do Invincible Volume 1 for next Thursday. 3 episodes, new one tomorrow. All right, maybe we'll watch the show too. 4 episodes, 4 issues here in the Comics Corner next Thursday. Thank you everyone for coming out. Have a good rest of your week, and remember, not all heroes can't draw kids' faces.
Ooh, that was the best one of all time.